Works of mercy are practices which Christians perform. The practice is common in the Catholic Church as an act of both penance and charity. In addition, the Methodist Church teaches that the works of mercy are a means of grace which lead to holiness and aid in sanctification. The works of mercy have been traditionally divided into two categories, each with 7 elements. Corporal works of mercy, which concern the material needs of others. Spiritual works of mercy, which concern the spiritual needs of others. Pope John Paul II issued a papal encyclical, Dives in Misericordia, on 30 November 1980, declaring that Jesus Christ taught that man not only receives and experiences the mercy of God, but that he is also called to practice mercy towards others. Another notable devotion associated with the works of mercy is the Divine Mercy, which are reputed to be apparitions of Jesus Christ to St. Faustina Kowalska. In the Catholic Church, 7 corporal works. Corporal works of mercy are those that tend to bodily needs of others. In Matthew chapter 25 verses 34-40, in the Judgment of Nations, 6 specific works of mercy are enumerated, although not this precise list as the reason for the salvation of the saved, and the omission of them as the reason for damnation. The last work of mercy, burying the dead, comes from the book of Tobit. To feed the hungry, to give drink to the thirsty, to clothe the naked, to harbor the harborless, to visit the sick, to ransom the captive, to bury the dead. 7 spiritual works. Just as the corporal works of mercy are directed towards relieving corporeal suffering, the aim of the spiritual works of mercy is to relieve spiritual suffering. The latter works are traditionally enumerated thus: to instruct the ignorant, to counsel the doubtful, to admonish sinners, to bear wrongs patiently, to forgive offenses willingly, to comfort the afflicted, to pray for the living and the dead. Pope Francis suggested another work of mercy, one both spiritual and corporal, be added: care of creation, and of our common home, earth. Though generally enjoined upon all the faithful, are often, in particular cases, a given individual will not be obligated or even competent to perform 4 of the 7 spiritual works of mercy, namely, instructing the ignorant, counseling the doubtful, admonishing sinners, and comforting the afflicted. These works may require a definitely superior level of authority and knowledge, or an extraordinary amount of tact. The other 3 works, bearing wrongs patiently, forgiving offenses willingly, praying for the living and the dead, are considered to be an obligation of all faithful to practice unconditionally. In Methodism, in Methodist teaching, doing merciful acts is a prudential means of grace. Along with works of piety, they are necessary for the believer to move on to Christian perfection. In this sense, the Methodist concern for people at the margins is closely related to its worship. As such, these beliefs have helped create the emphasis of the social gospel in the Methodist Church. Works of mercy: doing good, visiting the sick and prisoners, feeding and clothing people, earning, saving, giving all one can. Opposition to slavery,